Oh, please tell me you must be Mrs. Lucy Jones.
Oh, well, yes, I am, and you must be Mr. Burns.
Carl, please. Would you prefer that I call you Mrs. Jones or...
No. Lucy's fine. I have been Lucy a lot longer than I've been Mrs. Jones. And, Carl, I appreciate you coming out on such a miserable day and on such very short notice.
Well, obviously the stars are in my favor. Not a miserable day for me when I meet a new client as lovely as you. And fortunately, I'm free because the courts were adjourned today because of the weather.
Oh, well, maybe divorce and thunderstorms don't quite go together.
Please. I hope that the storms are over when I get into the case. You know, you really don't have to suffer through a divorce. It can be as civilized a process as, say, selling a house.
Well, frankly, I don't really see how that's possible.
Well, tell me, where does it stand right now? Are you still living together? Or are you talking? Or have you drawn blood?
Well, right now I'm living here at the hotel because, you see, a couple nights ago when I came home from work, my husband had taken my clothes and put them in suitcases and thrown them on the front porch.
Well, did you go back inside and find out why he was so unfriendly?
No, I couldn't do that because, you see, he had changed all the locks.
Well, no, that's not a right thing to do. We can fix that.
No, look, Carl, I don't want anything bad to happen to Tony. I am not a vindictive person, you see. All I want is...
All you want is your fair share of the settlement. And I think we can get that, Lucy. Maybe just a wee bit more.
No, I don't think you're understanding what I'm saying. You see, I don't want the divorce. Tony wants the divorce. And what I want you to do is fight it. I want to find any way possible to stop all this divorce thing right now.
Look, I talked to Cheryl about Julian, Jerome, and about Olivia, and about everything that happened, but it was way back when she knew him, Robert. It wasn't recent.
When did she tell you all this?
She told me all this after you broke up. Why, what do you think, that I was keeping it from you and I knew about it all the time?
I didn't say that.
You didn't have to say that. You know, I think you're getting paranoid. The way I understand it, you haven't even stopped being mad at Cheryl long enough for her to tell you what did happen with Julian.
Mm-hmm. Well, tell me.
You aren't listening.
Look, I'm standing 8 feet from you. Talk to me.
It was quite simple. Okay, Julian and Cheryl were quite an item when they were in graduate school. And she had no idea that he was part of the mob. I mean, I don't think she probably even knew what a mob was.
The eternal innocent.
Yes, I think so. She had no idea that Julian was involved until after he dumped her. And I think that he dumped her just to protect her from her involvement in the mob.
Or to protect them from her, in case she should have an outbreak of honesty.
Exactly. And then, Robert, after she was feeling so bad, her heart was absolutely broken. And then Julian was killed. And somehow everybody in Port Charles got involved. And the rest, they say, is history.
Except that none of this really has much point.
Well, why don't you tell me what the point is?
Well, I'm sorry about what happened in Cheryl's youth. I mean, I can understand her lying about that part of her life. I mean, there's portions of my life she's never going to know about.
Well, I don't think any of us are going to write our autobiographies, Robert.
She lied about her past with mob figures that I happen to be investigating. And she lied about Olivia and who Olivia is.
Yes, she knew that you would drop her if she told you about it, and heavens to Betsy, she was right. You found out, and she hasn't even had a chance to open her mouth because she is history in your book, right?
I think you've got this twisted around a little bit. She could have helped me, but she chose to help herself.
That is not true. She didn't choose to help herself. She chose not to tell you because she knew that you would be doing exactly what you're doing right now.
Well, what are we fighting for? You're my buddy, my pal. You have nothing to do with this.
I know that. And if you would think about it, neither does Cheryl.
Read my lips. Olivia Jerome is threatening my daughter and my ex-wife's life. Now, it's either because she's as mad as a meat axe or she wants control of the mob, or probably both. But as far as I'm concerned, Cheryl's activities are part of the reason why Robin is being threatened, and I'm not saying any more.
Robert,
And neither are you.
she had no idea.
You are not saying...
Okay, here it is. Cheese sandwiches, cocoa, and marshmallow. That was great.
I wish I could, but I've already made dinner plans, sweetheart.
With Sean?
Oh, absolutely with Sean.
Well, have a good time.
Thank you.
Give him a kiss.
I will. Mwah. You have fun. Goodbye. Very nice to see you, Sam. I'll talk to you later.
Well, I'm in no hurry.
Oh, I'm sure you're not, but you'll do it nonetheless.
Don't leave anything.
I shan't.
Daddy,
Huh?
what about this one? Yellow. invaders.
One of my faves, but listen, love, you'll have to play my part. I've got to try to track your mother down.
Okay. Go ahead and call her, and we'll set up the board.
Okay.
Sam, both of us will play, you know, two of them. It'll make it more interesting.
Okay, but you're going to have to explain everything about this game to me.
Okay.
Why isn't she in a wheelchair? You're going to knit her.
Oh, for goodness sake. I'm not going to lose the baby. Just relax.
It's true, she's in no danger for right now.
What does for right now mean? What about later?
It means that I've just got to look after myself more, and then we'll have a healthy baby, that's all.
But, Annie, you've got to take more than routine care of yourself. Now, this is the second alarm we've had with you this pregnancy. That means cutting out all stress, getting plenty of rest, and moderate exercise. Now, if you take care of yourself, it should be all right.
I don't have to worry about that. I'll take her to a desert island myself and take care of her personally if I have to.
Oh, that sounds nice.
Well, now, if you both excuse me, I have to be getting to delivery to check on the arrival of another new person into this world.
Thanks a lot, Doctor. I'll see you next week.
Fine.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Well, I didn't mean to cause all this trouble.
Don't worry about it. We'll do what the doctor says. No more stress. I'm going to take you home, put you in bed, give you a cup of tea, and then I'm going to find out what the hell you were doing in New York. Come on.
Well, you see, Frisco's Tony's brother. Well, before he died, Tony knew that we had sort of a rocky relationship.
Frisco Jones? Wasn't that, didn't I read somewhere there was a special memorial for him a few weeks ago?
Yes.
With the special agent?
Yes, that's right. Anyway, I said some things about Frisco that, well, actually, all of the things were true, but it was very poor timing, and I should never have opened my big mouth.
Well, the penalty for an indiscretion is not the demolition of a marriage. Well, so what happened then?
Well, actually, that was the first time that Tony brought up the non-marriage thing. He heard me say these things about Frisco, and then he asked me to leave the house, and of course I didn't take him seriously, so I didn't go.
Well, what did he do then?
He left, and he took the baby.
Well, so actually that's the first time that you and Tony have been separated. What, for a few weeks?
Yeah, yes, that's right.
I guess he's not kidding about a divorce.
Well, you see, he's under a tremendous emotional strain right now with his brother and all that, and there are these women that keep... Actually, there's one woman, a nurse at General Hospital, and she keeps filling his head full of lies, and actually, she's really looking for me to fall very big.
A nurse, huh? Is this some kind of special relationship that you know about?
No. They're just old friends. Okay, look, Carl, what do you think? Can you stop all this craziness with the divorce?
Look, see, please, the governor can't stop a divorce if Tony is intent on getting one.
What am I supposed to do?
Well, I think you're supposed to continue on living as well as you do right now. And I think Tony has an obligation to see that you do that. And we'll make sure he does it.
I don't understand how.
Well, first of all, you're going to give me a list of all the assets that Tony has. All the assets that you know of.
Hi. Sorry I had to drag you over here on a day like this.
Rotten day, even for a lawyer to be driving around. There were fender benders everywhere. But wasn't there something important you wanted to talk about?
Yes, sit down. It is important, considering my marriage has just crashed and burned. You remember a few months ago when I changed my will?
Mm-hmm. Yes, the happy euphoria of your marriage.
Well, I still left most of my assets to my daughter just in case something happened to me.
But you named your wife Lucy as guardian and executor. I remember well.
It's because you advised against it, and you are entitled to one I told you so.
No need. I'm just sorry things aren't working out for you the way that you thought they would.
So am I. But I want the will changed again.
All right?
I want Lucy written out of it entirely. And I want to be absolutely sure that she has no control over my daughter's money.
Okay, and who do you want to replace her?
1 second. Yes, Dr. Jones. Okay, yeah, I'll be right there. Well, one of your fender benders is more serious than I thought. We've got a couple of teenagers in the emergency room, so I gotta go.
I understand, but Tony, don't make this wait. I can't make changes in your will until you let me know what to do.
Okay, I'll call you in the morning. Thanks, Karen. Are you sure you would rather be tucked up in bed?
No, I want to stay out here. I don't want to go into bed. I'll miss everything in there.
Well, you make sure you don't move. You better stay put, and if you don't, lady, I'm going to employ somebody to make sure you stay here like a lady football player.
I don't think that'll be necessary. I know how important it is to have a healthy baby.
Then if that's the case, why did you go running off to New York and not telling
How
her?
do you know I went there?
Well, the doctor told me you called from the airport. It took you 2 hours to get back to the hospital, so I put 2 and 2 together. Why'd you go there?
I went to see Olivia.
Oh, Anna, for goodness sake, why did you do that? You know how dangerous that woman is. You know what could have
I
happened.
wanted to speak to her. Look, stop running my life for me.
And did you accomplish anything that was worth putting you under this stress?
I know she took Robin. I mean, she can fabricate all the alibis she likes, but I know she took her.
So all you did was worry the rest of us to death. That's all you accomplished.
No. She knows I'm onto her.
A lot good that does with a woman like that, you know. We're not finished with this.
Yes, we are.
What in the hell have you gone and done this time? You're like, I'm getting a bit sick of cleaning up your... Shit. Why didn't you tell me she was back? I've been going out of my skull looking for her.
It's none of your bloody business. She's my wife and she happens to be my problem.
You know, I'll do that when you finally decide to take responsibility for her. I heard that she, went to hospital after flying back to New York.
Listen, she's a free woman. She can go to New York if and when she pleases. It so happens hospital's a false alarm. Why the hell am I explaining this to you anyway?
Probably because you can't figure it out for yourself.
Listen, you're a policeman. Isn't there something you can do other than harass innocent citizens?
You show me an innocent person around here and I'll...
Oh, shut up, both of you, please.
Okay, you're right. I am being irresponsible. Not only an hour ago, the doctor said not to expose Anna's distress, and you and I are yelling at each other like a couple of idiots.
So it wasn't a false alarm,
It was just a few little cramps to warn me that I got to slow down a bit, that's all.
No. And here I come barnstorming in here. I've been calling all over town trying to get some word on you, and I couldn't find anything. So?
I'm fine. I'm absolutely fine. If I don't get smothered to death by you two. Now, what are you doing here anyway?
Well, we can talk about it later.
No. I want to know. Tell me.
Well, so you can ask 20 questions.
It's an entry in the Fran Woods file, but it can wait.
Of course it can wait. You've had the file for over a month.
All right. So how's Robin?
Oh, she's fine. I left her with Sam. They're playing some game that only she seems to understand. We had a discussion earlier. You know, she's really quite grown up.
About the birds and the bees?
No, not that one.
Oh.
How she understands what's going on, the subterfuge. How it doesn't seem to bother her in the slightest. But in future, she would prefer if we could be a little more honest with her.
I agree. I think she's absolutely right.
Yeah.
Labor here.
Duke, Angel, how's Anna?
She's fine. In fact, she's here right now resting.
Oh, that's great. That's really great. Listen, did Commissioner Scopio ever catch up with you?
Yeah, he's here too.
Oh, great. Listen, boss, we got a big problem with the new chef.
Well, no complaints about the food.
Right and left, boss. Right and left. And listen, I think he's taking the kickback from the suppliers and getting a cheaper cut of meat and fish.
Well, give anybody their money back who complain.
I already have.
I guess I have to fire the guy, but I can't come down there right now.
If you've got a problem at the club, you should just go on down. I'll be here.
You'll stay right here?
I promise I'll be right here.
I'll be there in 10 minutes. I'm sorry we were yelling.
It's all right. Take care. See you in a bit.
Okay. Bye, Robert.
You can count on that. Well, I'll leave you, to, whatever.
Well, why didn't you stay?
mean, you've been in this mood for weeks now. Why don't you stay and talk about Cheryl?